Hey, I started a new channel. I just want to introduce myself. I also have a guest, but we'll get to that in a minute. My name is Makina Guyton, and this is best friend over here. She's going to introduce herself, and then we're going to talk about our topics. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell to get notifications, and make sure you add me on Snapchat, so therefore you'll know when I update a video and you know what's popping. And my Snapchat name is Makina67, and it'll be in the description box below.
All right, y'all. Hey, what it do? My name's Autumn, and I got a Snapchat if you want that. It'll also be in the description box down below, because, y'all probably won't get it right now. But yeah, stay tuned and enjoy the video.
Okay, so right now we're going to be talking about being our age in society, and we're just basically going to be having a conversation, and you guys are just going to be, the viewers, okay? And, we're going to make sure you put stuff in the comments below, because next time I make a video, I'm going to be reading some of the comments, and then we're going to be talking about those comments. But right now, we're just going to get it started. So, I'm 17, and best friend over here is 18, and we're just going to see the gap. Yes, it's only like 1 year apart, but it's a big difference when you're in school. So we're just going to talk about our first topic is being our age in school right now. So for my, whole shindig, school is pretty good. It's going well. The setting is very different for the first school I went through, high school. Yes, I'm still in high school. And we're just going to talk about the persona we take on at school and the persona we have outside of school. I feel like that's a good topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to say this. This might sound bad. Maybe not. I feel like at the same time it's good and bad. I have a different persona, a different school persona than a home persona. That sounds crazy, but excuse me, I do. I don't act the same at school and at home. And that's because I think once you're around these people, pretty much every day, you tend to get a different connection than as you do outside of school. If I talk to best friend here, I'm not gonna talk like that to my mom or my dad, my grandma, my brother. I'm just not, because it's a different person, it's a different aura. So I just want to know, why is that a thing? Why do we do that? And make sure y'all been in the description box, why do we act a certain way? Is it a good thing to do, or is it a bad thing?
Well, everyone has their differences inside of the workplace, outside of the workplace, inside of school, outside of school. Because, the things you would say around your friends, you wouldn't say to your mom. Or, the things you say to your teacher, you wouldn't say to your friends. It's the same thing. And, there has to be a balance between that. You shouldn't change so much that you don't stay in tune with who you are, or recognize who you are, outside of those school hours. But at the same time, there should be a level of, you change depending on who you're talking to, where you are, but it shouldn't be fake.
Oh no.
You should always be 100% true to yourself, no matter what. And, it doesn't matter if you're with your friends or with your teachers, there's a common thread that should be met between the two.
Right. Yeah. I think, your character, you can change, and you can put as many faces or masks you want, but I think your character always seeps through. I can act a certain way, with best friend, but at the end of the day, I'm still gonna have one string that always stays the same. I'm always gonna be that funny, the good, good person to hang around, that joker.
Right.
And then there's some things that you just can't change, that, no matter how many masks you put on or where you're at, you're still gonna be that person. At school, I'm funny. I say funny things. I must admit, I play too much, but but it's okay. But that's one thing I can't change. I'm, as much as I wouldn't say fit in, but as much as I admire people to like me, I'm not gonna change loving God. That's just something I won't do. Not everybody has that same belief or character. That's something I'm not going to change. That's going to stick around me in school, work, and other places that I go to. I'm gonna be honest, I'm never gonna stop joking. Like, that's just me. If I see something, or comedy is comedy, that's my main rule. Yeah, like, so if something's funny, I'm gonna laugh. Like, if you were, I'm gonna be 100 y'all. If you was to fall right here and I ain't see no blood, or you still walking, I'm most definitely gonna laugh, because that's just me. I laugh at everything. And if you know me, personally, you know that I laugh at everything. Like, my mom never takes me serious for anything. I could be like, I broke my hand, and I'm probably laughing. She wouldn't take me serious. That's just one thing I'm not gonna change. I mean, what's one thing that you wouldn't change, that, no matter what you do?
I mean, I'm pretty consistent with everybody. Like, I'm not even gonna flex. I'm the same person I am with you versus with my mom and all of that. That's just how it is. I'm a very blunt person. I'm a funny person too. I mean, you probably don't see it yet,
right?
But I'm not feeling too good today, so But overall, I'm a very hyper person, very energetic person. Stay laughing about everything, stay dancing, making up new songs for everything.
Y'all gonna have to find us on our Snapchat so y'all can hear this remix we made of Frozen. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about that.
We're not going there.
We're not going there.
Relax. But other than that, I'm pretty consistent. That string has always stayed the same. The only difference is sometimes I'm more uptight and serious versus other times where I'm.
And I think it depends on the person too. Like, if I'm like being myself and I'm laughing, and you don't like my persona or my character, I tend to fall back a little bit, because I'm not that type of person to egg a person on or push into something that they don't like doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm like joking around and I see like you're not funny,
right,
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna back off. Maybe it's different strokes for different people. So it just depends on the place and where you're at.
Yeah,
to be honest. But yeah, I mean, at school, I stay joking like, man. Like, I mean, look, y'all can tell me right now, how many memes do I send in a day?
Girl, you stay sending me.
Like,
you sent me 15 today.
Like my cousin, he don't even answer my phone no more. But anyways, that's just me. Like, I feel like once you get to know me, it's cool. And I just want to say one thing. Don't let nobody change y'all. Like, I'm going to be honest. All through middle school, I used to be bullied a lot just for my color, because it's hard. Like, you can say as much as you want, like, slavery was this long ago and this. To be honest, stuff still happen. And honestly, it don't really matter what color you are.
Yeah.
I see people every day that is very light-skinned, and they still get bullied. The whole thing about racism is picking out pieces out of people that you don't like and you believe that you're better at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest, everybody does that in a certain way.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes other races stick out more than other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes you say things that are funny. I know I've done it before, and I'm like, dang, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Right, my bad.
My bad, but I think, it's just nature. But the one thing you should know is you shouldn't change yourself for no one, no matter who they be. I tell you, you know how many times I used to cry in the bathroom for my skin tone, and honestly, I'm to the point where you have to develop that skill. It does not come overnight.
Right.
I know some of you guys might watch this video and be like, oh, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I like to convince myself, oh, I don't care what they say, sticks and stones make break. Oh, they break your bones.
They do.
And they will hurt, because you ever heard the thing, the night is so silent, but it's also loud. Once you by yourself and it's silent, all those thoughts start running back in.
Start rushing through.
And you just start to think. And sometimes it's not even the words that people say to you. It's just
how they say it.
And how you take it.
Or how you take it, And, it comes from, like she said, it takes time. Because, I was teased too. It's just part of being the brown-skinned, dark-skinned girl. It doesn't matter. At first I would sit there and cry. Then I would come to school and joke with them. Like, man, I don't care what you gotta say. Then going home, I was crying, to my mom and stuff.
Put on that persona at school. Put on that mask that everything's good, but it's really not.
It's really not. Like, the whole thing about, going back to this question, going back to when people ask you how you're doing today, 99% of the time people say, I'm fine.
I'm fine. When you're really not.
Right. You could have been crying 2 minutes ago.
2 minutes, probably still wiping the tears off your eyes.
Right. But as soon as somebody else asks you, how are you today? The first thing that comes out of your lips and out of your mouth is, I'm fine. Why is that? Is it our psychological value? Is it because it's been passed down for generations to generations? Or is it just the social norm? I mean, of being a human. I mean,
I know I felt not knowing before because, you know, I'm friends with, oh, you okay? Knowing I'm not okay. Knowing I was just crying 2 minutes ago. I just think it's a habit of making people feel comfortable. I think it's a comfortable thing. I feel like once you say, no, I'm not okay, I think people also ask that question so they look like they're really caring.
Yeah.
Not all the time they might care. They might truly care, but I think people also say, oh, are you okay? Just to say, oh, I asked if you were okay.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you should be 100 with someone. If you're not feeling okay, like, man, I'm having a rough day. I'm just trying to, you know, figure things out. Right. There's nothing wrong with that because, like, you don't want to lie to yourself. The worst thing you could do is lie to yourself. You never want to do that. I've done that. Now when people ask me, I'm like, the day's been, you know, crazy. At the end of the day, I do a reflection on myself. You know, was I productive today? Sometimes you have to do that. Were you productive? Were you want all day, 100% out of the day? Sometimes you just have to do that. And I think, you know, when someone asks you, oh, how was your day today? You say, oh, it's good. Girl, I'm good. You know, my eyes red and I'm sniffing.
Right. And I mean, personally, even today, it was a really rough day, you know, and people kept asking me, how are you doing, and all this other stuff, and I kept saying I was fine. But maybe midday, I had to find every single person that asked me that, and I was like, I'm sorry, I lied. You know, I lied, and I had to tell them what's up. If they cared, they listened. If not, okay, but I needed to get that off my chest to move on, you know, and, I mean, everyone's different with that. Some people just tell you, other people will hide it, some people want you to leave them alone, but
I think when people actually say things, that means that they have to accept it. And I think once you say, no, I'm not good, then you're like, oh, ding dong, there's something that I got to fix. Why am I feeling this type of way?
Right.
But, yeah, I think that's a real big problem. Even in society, I know, like, things happen and they say, oh, I'm good, or oh, I forgive you, or that's like for me, like if I don't forgive you, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like if I forgive you, you know, I'm gonna say, hey, I need more time. You know, different strokes for different people. I need more time to accept the things that you've done. I don't have to be rude to you. I think people mistake that. You don't have to forgive someone in a rude way. You can not forgive someone, but leave it be. You don't have to show rude persona towards that person because you don't forgive them. Forgiving is just accepting the things that they're done and giving it away. Once you forgive something, it should never come back in the top of your head. I know it's hard, but that's what forgiving has to be. You have to be 100 with forgiveness.
And it's easier it's easier said than done.
It's easier said.
Because it takes time to forgive people, honestly. I mean, unless it's like a petty argument or whatever, you move on, forget. But there's some things that actually you could go your whole life and never forgive that person.
And I mean, that's also okay.
That's fine. But you also have to take the value of each situation. Like, is it something I can forgive this person for? If not, evaluate it and treat it differently. You know, but the whole thing about people holding grudges and thinking about it for 50 years later, that defeats the purpose because it's not hurting them. They're probably not thinking about it.
Sleeping great at night.
Right, it's sleeping great at night. And, I mean, it goes into, like in psychology. I learned how it takes many more muscles in your face to frown than it does to smile.
It does.
And if you're true to yourself, that smile will naturally come. If you're not, you'll be trying to frown or smile when you got a frown on your face. And that takes effort. You can't do that forever. So then eventually everything that you're thinking about will come out. People will be hurt. Then what?
And I feel like when you always so sad and you have that sad face, your face naturally turns like that. I've seen people always mad, always sad, and there's a time you can't tell if they happy or mad, sad. It's just, once you do things, your body naturally reacts to it. If you tell your body every day, oh, I'm not gonna let nobody in. I'm gonna show this face that, oh, nobody can mess with me. That's gonna be your persona. That's how you look. And I don't think people understand, like, when I'm in school, everybody's, oh, you smile too much. Well, that I don't have any. I'm alive, and I thank God for that. I think people, take it for granted. I don't, like, stuff can happen in a day, easier said than done, like I said, but you're alive, and you should just be happy for that, because some people didn't wake up this morning.
Right.
And if you had somebody in your family that didn't wake up, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for your loss. Anybody that's watching.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to understand that you're alive, and you should be grateful. If something happens, you can be sad. That's the whole point of being a person. You can be sad.
Sad, angry,
mad,
happy, confused, surprised, any emotion that's out there.
But you just have to know how to use that emotion, how to use it to your advantage. Because when you're mad, you can learn things. I know plenty times I'm mad, like when my parents tell me to do something and I'm mad. That strives me to do things, better things. It doesn't always have to be a negative. When my parents tell me to, hey, why don't you find a job so you don't always have to, before I got a job, so you wouldn't have to ask people. I was mad, like, hey, you're my parents, but it strives me to look for things, to do better. Sometimes an angry persona is good for a while to get you moving. And I think, even like at school, when your teachers tell you, hey, you have this assignment, this essay to do, and it's done so at the end of the week, and you mad because you got all this other work, but it's only teaching you patience and strive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think and it took me a long time to know that. Like, I don't think people understand, like, they have a job to do. Also, like we have a job to do. They have families at home. Like, next time you mad at a teacher and you want to say anything that isn't good, kill them with kindness. I used to always do that when my teachers was rude to me. You really hurt somebody when you show that opposite emotion.
Mm-hmm.
When they mean to you, you make their day, because now at night that silence is gonna be loud. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people understand that. Killing with kindness is easier said than done. I ain't always have this persona, like I said. It takes time, and it's different strokes for different people. It might take somebody 1 or 2 years to do something, someone 50 years. It's your person. If you want to grow, you're going to make it. You just have to want to succeed in life. You have to want those abilities. That's like basically what I can say.
And one thing that personally gets me through when I'm upset, I think about everything second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, whatever. And when you're upset and you're going to say something that's going to hurt somebody else, think of it as a moment in time. There's going to be a point in time where either you lose communication with that person or you become the best of friends, even though you could have hated each other, But, I mean, I don't know. It's just...
You just gotta live life. With age comes knowledge. Not everybody has knowledge at one big point of the time. When you get older and when you go through struggles or storms, that's when you get an understanding of things. You can't just be born with knowledge. It comes from time and discipline and skills and just going
learning
through
and failures.
Because if there's no failures, there's no point of succeeding.
Because you can't always succeed.
You can't always succeed. There's no point of growth when you don't have failures in life.
Exactly.
So, and think about it. People are at place here. When you were at school, I know when I'm at school, I'm a speak person for myself because I only can speak for myself and my actions.
Yeah.
When I'm at school and, someone's rude to me and I show, a negative persona, I tend to remember this is only a point in time. I shouldn't have done that because I never know if I need that person 1 year, 2 years, a day from now, a minute from now. You might be in a car accident and they might be the only person that can save your life. But all because you showed that nasty attitude or anything, they have a choice. Just like you had a choice, they have a choice to save your life or to do anything for you. I had this one thing where, I was in class one day and it was a substitute. I never forget. And the students were being rude because, sometimes when you get substituted at school, I personally, when you get substituted, you think it's a free-for-all.
Right.
But you have to understand that's their job. They go home with the same thoughts and struggles as maybe you. But I had this substitute that was there. This was her first day of being a teacher, a substitute teacher. And the students were very rude and just radical. They weren't very accepting of her, her new beginning. I guess you could say that. And so, she stopped teaching. and you know, people people she worked at a store, and you know, the people at my age want jobs, and I never forget this. I had a group of people, and you have the job fair sometimes you go to.
Yeah.
It was for school. We had a group of people, and then we were in the job fair, and it was this job that had good money, and she was the person hiring, and all the people, and I know she didn't forget because the words that she said, all those people that were being rude to her, and she even said it. I remember you. I remember what you did. That she said that's why you always have to be, eye opening to the things you do, because right now I have a choice to hire you
Or not.
or not. It's that simple. You never know what things can come back to. You never know that, and she told me, you were like the only person that were respectful to me, and you just succeed in life when you give people the energy you want back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this doesn't apply to you, if you want to be that person that no one wants to be by, but sooner or later it's human life where you're gonna need someone to want you, to love you, to comfort you. You're gonna want a person, something. You're gonna want something, and it might not be there for you just because of your personality.
And you gotta look at everything like a mirror. Everything you push back on people will come back. Same thing if you believe in karma. Everything you do in the world or society will come back to you. If you're a good person, then pretty much everybody. That's how I try to live my life.
Yeah.
I try to be good and nice to everybody, because you never know. Like she said, I was hit by a car, and everyone that, was being mean to me were the first ones on the scene.
And the people that you think that are gonna be by your side, you look around and they're not there.
And that's where you gotta look real close. The people that you call your, best pals, sisters, all these other things, you gotta check them out too. Because sometimes they're the ones that are stabbing you in the back. You never know until something, God forbid, nothing happens. But let's say, that friend got hit by a car or a bus, and your so-called best friend just leaves you there for death.
Maybe because she was hiding something, she didn't want to get in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
You have to be, and you have to be honest. Say if you have a group of friends, and they're talking, and there's just one person in the group that, is cool when they're in the group, and then when they're gone, the other people are talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to realize they would do you the same way they're doing that person.
Right.
You can find it anywhere. And I even feel that if I'm talking about someone, I know that they're doing the same thing to me when I walk away.
Right.
You have to be wise. You got to be eye opening. If they're doing that to someone else, I'm sure that they're doing it to you.
Right.
So you got to really choose your friends wisely.
And you also got to be consistent. Like, if you are gonna talk about somebody, don't say anything if you can't tell them to their face. Let's say they found out that you talked about them, right? What are you gonna do? Turn the cold shoulder on them, like, oh no, I never did that. I would never do you like that. Or are you gonna be truthful with them? Because that's what it is. If I'm gonna talk about you, with or without you, I would say it to your face. I really would. I mean, that's just
because
my
when
character.
you talk about someone, you should. Those are things that you want to change or succeed in a person. So when I'm talking about somebody, it's something that I would like for them to change. Like I said, you're your own person. You don't have to change for anyone. You can take that knowledge and use it to your advantage. You can do whatever you want to it. If I say so and so needs to do this or that to change her persona, and I tell you and you don't take those jewels, or maybe it doesn't, you don't care. Because there's some things people tell me and I'm just like, man, I hear what you're saying, but I really don't care.
Right.
I really don't care. And that's good too. But you have to understand, once you open your mouth and you speak to other people about someone else, you have to be willing to be able to say that to that person.
Yeah.
And I think that's even in school. I know that happens in school. People like to run their mouth, and then when that person hears that information, they come to you. Make sure you always come to that person too. Don't be that person that sends messages around. You, the messenger, be the messenger. And say it in a respectful way. Don't beat somebody down. You can say words to get, you can say words or things to get the point across. You don't have to be rude and disrespectful.
And it depends on how you say things.
It
doesn't matter what you say. It's so much how you say it. You could tell somebody you hate them, but if I say, girl, I hate you, you know what I'm saying?
I'd be like, oh, okay.
Or I hate you. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how you say it.
Now, if you talking about girl, I hate you, you just like you just really need to just change your life. I'm like, well, dang, now I'm not open to listen to what you got to say. Like,
you
get you too.
Right.
But sometimes someone can say it in a nice way, be like, I hate you. There's a lot of people that be like,
you
know, I don't
around,
say hate, but like,
you joke around.
You joke around. You be like, man, you know, I really don't like your person.
Or you could be like, ha ha ha, LOL, stop playing. I hate you.
Sometimes some people really mean those things. You have to really dig deep, and you have to realize when someone's trying to tell you something in a certain manner, in a certain way.
Yeah, because sometimes people will hide behind their words. You know, they'll kind of sugarcoat everything. When I say sugarcoat, I don't mean, you know, the typical meaning of it, but some people will say something one way, turn around and tell your friends something else, and then come to you and change the same exact thing.
It happens. It doesn't matter what age you are. It happens to everyone.
And it happens, I mean, in schools alone.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing with rumors and things like that, that really does change people. Because you don't know what's going on with that person at school or what they're going through at home, any of that. And unfortunately, a student of ours,
a friend of ours, actually.
A friend of ours, if I'm being honest, pretty close friend.
Like that sorry laugh, but it happens, and I experienced that myself. You know, before our friend passed away. You know, you kind of ask yourself, how can I change or what could I do? But at that point in time, it really depends on that person. You can ask yourself as many questions as you want, but when someone has their mind or set on something, they're gonna do it. You know, I could have did this or said this or did this, but how do I know as soon as I did that the next day, you know, they were gonna do it again. So you also can't judge yourself. People are their own person and on their own mind.
Right. And I mean, personally, I wasn't always a nice person.
Oh no.
A lot of people. I mean, you can ask a lot of people, and they say the same thing. Growing up, you know, I was teased, you know. Like,
mad at everyone, mad at the world, mad at being the color that I am, not knowing.
So then I turned around and I would hurt other people because they were hurting me. So I thought, until one day, I lost somebody who I love, like my first love, like, you know, friend, best friend, boyfriend, whatever. I lost them for my words. And that sticks with you. And when something like that sticks with you, you strive to do so much better. So ever since then, you know, I've apologized to everyone that I hurt in the past, the present. I still apologize to this day if I offend you. I'm sorry, you know. But you just gotta watch what you say and do, because there's someone who's watching you. Because we live in high school, we live our life day by day. You know, there's time by time. There's 180 days in school, and you know, we think, oh well, if I do this, no one's paying attention to me. But what about the little sixth graders?
What about your brothers?
Your brothers and sisters? What about even people in your grade? They're watching you. Teachers are watching.
There's always someone watching.
Someone's watching. Even if you're not paying attention to everything around you, somebody is always watching you.
You don't want to sound like parents. It's just true. We learn from our own experience.
Right. Someone's always watching you. So the mean things that you say, the nasty things that you do, that's
back around.
Right. That's how they'll view you for the rest of the time, unless you prove otherwise. But hey.
Alrighty, so we didn't want to keep you guys long. That was real talk right there. That was tough. That was real tough. I hope, you know, you watched it to the end, you know, got these, you know, jewels and knowledge. And I hope, you know, you put them in your daily life. I hope you really, you know, think about you as a person. You reflect on yourself, no one else. And I hope you see where we're coming from. If you're in high school, if you're in college, if you have kids, it doesn't matter. All the rules that we're saying and the things that we're saying, it applies to everyone.
Universal.
So we hope you enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. We'll have our Snapchat names in the description box. just make sure you leave comments because we really want to know why do as humans we act this certain way. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy. Make sure you like and I'll see you again.
Bye, love.